Hey everyone, and thanks for jumping back into the Cryptoverse. Today, we're going to talk about Bitcoin, a broader perspective. If you guys like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, and also check out Into the Cryptoverse Premium at intothecryptoverse.com. Let's go ahead and jump in. So, I wanted to take a minute to just sort of allow us to look at Bitcoin from a broad perspective. I think a lot of people are zooming into these smaller term timeframes and wondering what's going to happen. But some things that we can do are to just sort of zoom out and stop worrying so much over everyday price movements. Okay, it's not going to get you anything but worrying about these things. Now, one of the things that we've talked about are these longer term moving averages. All right, so there's the 50 week, the 100, and the 200. And we've also talked a little bit about the 300 as well. But one of the things that we've mentioned in this bear market, in the same way that it happened in prior bear markets, is that once you go below the 50 week, you tend to go to 100 and then you go to the 2. Once you go below the 50, you go to the 100 and then you go to the 2. And then again in 2014, you go below the 50, and then you go to the 100, and then you go to the 200. This is it's played out many, many times, right? It's played out many times. So the thing that I want to discuss here is specifically, I want to remove the 50 and remove the 200. And what I want to show is how anytime Bitcoin finds itself below the 100-week moving average, it's historically been a great time to accumulate. Okay? Historically, this has been a great time. Look at this one. We were below the 100-week SMA from this point until here. It lasted about a year. And then 2018, 2019, you can see that it lasted about half a year. And then we flirted with it for a little bit later on. Okay? So, you could say between half a year to a full year, we've spent below the 100-week SMA in the prior bear markets. Now, so far, this bear market, Bitcoin has spent approximately 16 weeks. There's a good chance that Bitcoin will spend a lot longer below the 100-week moving average. The 100-week moving average is currently sitting at $38,000, which sort of seems like so far away. Like, it almost seems like 38K is not even conceivable for a lot of people, even though we were there not that long ago. So the broader perspective here on Bitcoin is that, look, when Bitcoin is below the 100-week SMA, it's just a good time to accumulate, right? Like, it doesn't need to be any more complicated than that. It doesn't have to be, well, what happens if it pulls back next week, or what happens with, the stock market or whatever. This historically is a great time to accumulate. And ever since we dropped below it, you can see we dropped below it when it was on 34K or so. So if you're one of those long-term investors that sort of just buys Bitcoin during accumulation phases and then you let it ride for the bull market, I mean, below the 100 week is a fairly decent area to get into Bitcoin and then sort of just drown out the short-term noise. For instance, over here in 2015, I mean, after going below the 100-week SMA, we would have dropped like 50%, rallied back up, dropped again, rallied back up, dropped again to put in a double bottom, and then we went up. In 2019 or 2018, 2019, we fell below. We went sideways for, a few months, then back up. We then exited this area below the 100 week, but then you still had chances to get it still below the 100 week SMA at 7K in December 2019, and then we all dropped all the way down to $3,800 over here in early 2020. So I think we're probably going to see something similar this time, right? Like, we're probably going to spend a decent amount of time down here below the 100-week moving average. I think that it provides a good level to just sort of slowly come into the market, pick some up here and there, not necessarily go all in on any given week, but just a systematic dollar cost average approach to the market in order to set yourself up for the next bull market. Okay, so it's generally a broader perspective. I hope you guys enjoy the content. Make sure you subscribe, give the video a thumbs up. We also do have the Telegram channel, which you can find a link to in the description below. See you guys next time. Bye.